Bonjour! This video is for my French 1 students or anybody who needs to learn the verbs vouloir and pouvoir conjugated in the present tense in French. The verbs vouloir and pouvoir are kind of like cousins, if you will. They conjugate very similarly. So I always teach them together. And here we go. So the verb vouloir means to want. And the verb pouvoir means to be able to. And I have in parentheses here can, because in English we say like, oh, I can go to the mall, or I am able to go to the mall. But we can't say the verb translates as to can, because only to can is a bird. So here we go. I'm going to zoom in on vouloir. And here we go. I always ask my students to draw a little kind of basic conjugation chart, and I guess you'll see it as I go. So the je form of vouloir is je veux. Je veux. You don't say the X, so just je veux. Tu veux. They're the exact same. Tu veux. So I want, you want. Tu veux. Il, elle, and on veut. Pronounced the exact same way, even though it ends in a T. So, il veut, he wants. Elle veut, she wants. On veut, we want. Over here for the plural side. Nous voulons. Nous voulons. So you don't say the S, that means we want. Vous voulez, you guys want. Or you, formal, want. Vous voulez. And then il or elle pluriel, veulent. Veulent. And you don't say the ENT. I tell my students to end with like a strong L sound. Ils veulent. So that is they want. Over now to pouvoir. Pouvoir. Here we go. So, hopefully you'll see real quick why I called them cousins. So, je peux. It's very much like je veux, but just the P, instead of the V, it's a P. Je peux. So tu is also peux. That is with an X. Please notice that is an X. Tu peux. Il, elle, and on peut, but with a T. So you can see it's quite similar. Then for the nous, it is nous pouvons. Pouvons. I'm going to zoom out for a sec. When I tell students they're similar and I have them predict, they will always tell me poulon. They think it's going to be poulon because it's voulon. But notice it was vouloir. There was an L here. But this one's pouvoir. So here's the L, but here it's a V. So I have to keep the V there. So nous pouvons, vous pouvez, pouvez, and then il or elle pluriel, peuvent. And I always tell my students, end with a strong V sound. Don't say the ENT. Ils peuvent, elles peuvent. And so these are the verbs vouloir and pouvoir in the present tense in French. You could also, if you wanted to, draw a boot around both of them, because these ones have an EU. These ones are all similar with the EU, and then these ones are similar with the OU. And the same deal over here, if it helps you kind of see and remember the difference. That, zooming it in, sorry. Again, in the boot they have an EU, and outside the boot they have an OU. So that's how you can remember that they're slightly different from each other. So again, vouloir, to want, and pouvoir, to be able to, and there's the conjugations in the present tense. I hope you found that helpful. Please feel free to subscribe or leave a comment.